So, it finally happened. Yang and Blake kissed in Volume 9. The romantic relationship that they claimed to have planned from the very beginning has finally kicked off. We knew it was going to happen in Chapter 6 because Barb came out and said to avoid spoilers if you can't watch it right away. I mean, we know what she cares about, so obviously she was talking about the kiss. Now, I've said previously that I don't care how it happens, it just needed to happen. The ship baiting and the teasing had gone on long enough. I don't really care about them kissing, but since folks want to hear my thoughts, here it is. We're going to talk about the execution and how they went about setting this up, okay? So Blake and Yang reunite in Chapter 1. Blake tackles her because she thought she lost her forever. She doesn't say that to Yang, which was a choice. I mean, you could argue that they're showing us and not telling us, but if this is going to be the volume where they kiss, I think it would have been cool to have a short scene where Blake expresses that to Yang. Some sort of dialogue that would set up what's to come.
How disarming. I guess we'll have to catch this. About time.
Why? Why does Weiss say that? About time for what? For them to laugh? To giggle? To touch hands? They've been doing that for as long as I can remember. I mean, that's par for the course with these two. They're flirty all the damn time. She knows that. This was supposed to signal that Blake and Yang's relationship had developed in some way, but it doesn't track. If she said about time when they kissed, that would actually make sense. Yeah, so that's weird.
My losses, my failures, those more than anything are what have shaped me into who I am.
My family, my friends, my culture. I belong to them just as much as they belong to me.
Like I said in my previous video about Chapter 4, the Bumblebee ship is the only thing that's relevant, so they should have made that the focus of the introspection. That would have made more sense.
Looks like we're stuck at a crossroads then.
Here it is, folks. Here it is. Here is the setup for the kiss. This was planned from the very beginning, they said, and this is the best they could come up with.
Stuff in RWBY has been planned since the very beginning. So while some people read into things and think fan reactions might have influence, some things could be planned from the beginning.
The cat triggers a ponder storm, creates a physical manifestation of a mental or emotional problem. Blake and Yang not swapping spit is a problem, I guess. So they're forced to tell each other how they feel or risk staying in a storm for God knows how long. Blake and Yang don't actually know where they are. Really? Really? You couldn't come up with something more natural? You couldn't come up with something that gives them more agency? Not to mention it comes out of nowhere. You have this tense scene where our heroes find out that Alex had a brother named Lewis.
The tree is what causes ascension? That's what got the herbalist.
Then what happened to Lewis?
Who?
Alex's brother.
She had a brother? Why didn't you mention him?
They've been following this story the whole time, and it turns out it's bullshit.
We've been following this story the whole time, and it's not even true?
And then the next thing you know, it's time to kiss. What? The tonal shifts are ridiculous. Now, I don't have much of a problem with the dialogue in the scene. It's fine. The point was to get them to say, I love you. I get it. But they didn't really set this up within the chapter. How was this a problem that needed to be resolved? If Blake and Yang were behaving in a way that was detrimental because they were holding back their feelings for one another, that would make more sense as to why the Ponder Storm made them address it. But that wasn't the case, so it just feels contrived. Let me tell you what I think happened here. They wrote this scene independently and then had to figure out where to stick it. That's why it feels like it comes out of nowhere. They knew they wanted them to kiss but couldn't come up with a way to make it flow within the narrative, so they come up with this crap. It's like a detour within the detour. So weird, but whatever. I'm happy that so many people are happy about this, but I don't really care. I'm certainly not buying any ugly ass Bumblebee merch. That shirt is hideous. Okay guys, that's all I have for this video. What were your thoughts on how this relationship has been handled? Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you later.